Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, with the event having passed yesterday, which was the 50th anniversary of the Tomcat's first flight put together by Aaron Malik over at Fights On, I'm kind of fired up to jump in the F-14 again myself. This next upcoming week here, I believe Super Carrier is to be released. And I have seen that the Grim Reapers have posted that the Tomcat seems to be fully compatible with the Super Carrier. So it kind of sparked my interest in the Tomcat a little bit again. It's already my favorite module of all time in DCS World. And with that being the case, I wanted to give the Tomcat a little bit of love again. So I decided to put together this video, and this video is going to detail some of the highlights of the module itself in its current state in the open beta, where it sits. And I wanted to cover some of the coolest things to do with the Tomcat, at least in my opinion, based on what missions are available for it. So I just wanted to dive in and show you some of my favorites. And I've done videos of these missions separately before, but I thought it would be neat to kind of put something together to have it all in one place. So without further ado, here we go. My first favorite mission of all time in the Tomcat is watching the DevilDog laser-guided bombs. And it's a pretty cool mission because you go in there and you're providing close air support for some Marines on the ground. And you're flying overhead, and all of a sudden you start getting radio chatter and things get frantic. You can hear some gunfire, and they're being attacked. And then it's your job to go in there with Jester and take out the targets that are attacking your Marines, and then watch over them as they're waiting for Hueys to come in and pick up the wounded. And then it goes into a little bit more where you're diverted over into another direction to take out a couple other threats. But it's just a fantastic, absolutely thrilling mission. And out of all the missions, I think, for the F-14 in its current state, the way it sits right now, this is definitely my favorite. And here we go.
Friendly, Tomcat, 5 o'clock, 1 mile. All right, Bravo Company is ahead of us. Let's maintain flight level and check in 3 miles out from their position. Bravo 92, Dog 11. Checking into Angels 25, 3 nautical miles east of your position. Time on station 1+00. Ordnance to follow. 4 by GBU 16s, 022. Gun 670 rounds. Call us in when needed.
There's our boys down there.
1-1, Bravo 92 copy. Additional Predator Hitman on station. Angels 10 nautical miles north of our position. We're just passing a burning wreck with a huge smokestack. Do you have eyes on us?
Roger that, Bravo. We see you. We are overhead your position now. We'll hold a left orbit until you're through the pass.
Much appreciated, Dog 11. Bravo 92 out.
Okay, hold a left orbit above the mountain pass beneath us. Let's see if we can spot the Bravo convoy next to the burning tank wreck. Dog 11, standing by for targets.
Dog 11, Hitman 1, marking targets with red smoke. First target is mortar position from Bravo Company, 100 degrees, or 1 nautical mile elevation. 5,400 feet. Ingress south to north. Egress east or south.
Dog 1-1, stores on mortar. 1 GB-16.
Laser on.
Dog 1, kill armor at Bull 258 for 2.
Alright, that by far is the most fun mission. And I didn't want to go through the whole thing, but just wanted to give you a couple highlights of how it starts out. And it gets better. It's really a fantastic mission. Probably one of the best in the entire module that's available at present. Here's another favorite, the Hormuz Rocket Run. Alright, here we go. Okay, Jester, give me some rockets.
Sure.
Alright, here we go. Boom. Very nice. Ooh, there's some yellow targets over there too. This is pretty cool because it gives you a bunch of targets to mess with, and you can kind of practice and hone your skills at air to ground in the Tomcat. Let's see if we can hit them. Very nice. I had a magnificent mess of things down there. I can re-attack, or I can return to boat. Well, I got some more rockets left, so hell, why not turn around and finish the job? I think I've also got some Mark 83s left on this too. So I may just empty those before returning to base too. And more chaos. Awesome. Okay, Jester.
You bet.
Let's set up them Mark 83s now. Let's help our boys out down there with those targets that are under the orange smoke. Coming in a little fast and a little low, but right there. Boom. Destroyed. Fantastic. This is probably my second favorite mission, because I like doing air-to-ground stuff. And when you think of the Tomcat, most people don't think of the Tomcat as a ground pounder, but it's really very capable. Defend the fleet. This one's always fun. Alright, it's been a minute since I've done this. Take a look outside and see where we're at. Pretty damn close. Looks like I'm not close enough yet. This is usually where I overshoot it, because just getting it enough gas to move forward a hair usually is very difficult. Brake, brake, brake. Let's see where we're at now. And pretty close. If I can remember how we do this. Gotta open this guy. Pick this up. Bring it up. Wait. Bring it up, bring it down, pull it back. Shut it. Reset. Auto. Where's my button to drop it? There we go. Okay, looks like we're locked in. I think we're ready to go. I don't think I forgot anything. I'm going to turn those labels off. Okay. The old salute. And up and away we go.
Oh, nails, 8 o'clock.
Gear up. Love the new water effects. It's pretty impressive.
Enfield Gwen 1, Overlord Gwen 1, Bra 066435 at 28.
Target, 35 miles.
Enfield Gwen 1, Overlord Gwen 1, Bra. Enfield
Bingo. So this is another favorite. It's called Pitching Deck, and it's found under the single missions under the mission header. This one has some very cool weather effects. It's kind of raining, the deck is pitching. It's fun just kind of, taxiing the Tomcat around to get hooked up to the cat. And it has a really cool atmosphere, and it has some cool different voice audio at the beginning there, which I thought was kind of cool. It really kind of sets the stage. This one you have to help out some ships, and there's a helicopter involved, and without spoiling anything, I'll just show you what I think is kind of the coolest part of it, and we'll go from there.
Remember, you have no support for this mission. Conserve your fuel. If the weather situation deteriorates, we will have to land the tanker. Your target is unknown rotary aircraft, possibly two, possibly Iranian, bearing 060 for 90 nautical miles. Intercept and clear their intentions. The rules of engagement are weapon hold. Good luck.
Dog 1-1, cotton all.
Pretty cool visuals of the rain dancing off the canopy. Definitely one of the more immersive weather missions that they provide. Waiting for my auto start. Usually takes a minute or two.
Ground air supply. Chief, turn off the ground power.
Can't wait to see this on the supercarrier. I think the hardest thing for me is just driving this thing around on the carrier and not overshooting things.
Ready to taxi.
Man, this thing is all over the deck. Come on. Hardest part is just getting this lined up here. Doesn't help that I don't have like windshield wipers. And I know some of you guys can do this in a heartbeat, but I don't know, I think my TWCS throttle's a little bit weird. It's hard to get things precise at a slower RPM sometimes. Jump in here and drop the nose down. Okay, getting hooked up. Just waiting for all the other INS alignment to be complete. Okay. You're hooked up and ready to go. Spool up some power here. And let's go for the salute.
Ready to taxi.
There we go. Up, up, and away. Okay, there's a ton of missions in here. And I'm just pointing out the 5 that I guess that stand out to me, that have been either the most impressive or the most fun for me to fly. And this last one really isn't a mission. It's just something that I enjoy to do sometimes in the Tomcat, which is the free flight mission over the Nevada map. It's always fun to jump in there and just zip around the buildings in downtown Vegas, and then to shoot over to the Hoover Dam and kind of fool around in that area. Just good, clean fun. And I think one of the primary reasons I'm really impressed by this free flight is the time of day they chose for the mission. How the Tomcat actually looks in the lighting when it starts out It's just fantastic. It really looks super impressive. And I think it's one of the most memorable things for me when I got the Nevada map and the Tomcat originally was I jumped in here and I just jumped into this mission and I just kind of spun around the external view here. And I'm just utterly impressed. It really does put the Tomcat in the proper light, you know, no pun intended. It's just fantastic. You know, you can really zoom in and see all the details on the texture. It's just showing this thing off under the right lighting conditions, I think. This is a good example of just a simple, clean, fun, instant action free flight mission that just has everything right, I think, visually speaking. Sometimes it's fun to get close to the ground and hear Jester go, shit, 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 you know? There's just that. And I know a lot of people say, oh, the Persian Gulf map, it looks better than any of the maps that they have in DCS. And I still tend to go back to this one. I really like this mission and this map. Oh yeah, and there's an F-117 in the air in this mission, which is kind of cool. Something you kind of expect to see zipping over Nevada. So at times I really do enjoy a lot of the stuff that you can find on the Persian Gulf map, but I think the Nevada is just fun. I really like the amount of detail they packed into here. And again, it's just a fun free flight mission to fly any of the aircraft in, really. But to me, this is the one that, you know, I loaded up the first time and saw the external view and even the cockpit. Look at the lighting right now. It was just really nice.
Friendly C-17, 12 o'clock high, 10 miles.
To me, it just seemed to show off how fantastic the Tomcat looked. It's always fun to zip in here and do this. And there's so much going on if you really pay attention to on the ground here. It's really nice. I think all the maps are a must-have, to be honest. Normandy's a lot of fun for helicopters and World War II stuff. Persian Gulf and Nevada, pretty much everything else. Not as much a fan of the default map. But it can be fun for helicopters too. And here we are approaching the Hoover Dam.
Shit, shit, shit.
Haha, I love making him do that. That awesome? What's not to like about that view? Especially while this plane is in it. So overall, those are my top 5 picks for missions in DCS World that the F-14 module from Heatblur comes with at present. I enjoyed the taking off from a carrier, that taxiing it around, dropping the nose, getting the wings swept right, you know, all that kind of stuff. Normally I'm not a fan of the startup procedure stuff in all of these modules, but in the F-14 it's kind of fun. I tend to forget it when I walk away from it for a while, but then after you give it a try, a few tries, it slowly comes back to you, and it's just enjoyable. And the startup procedure isn't too long compared to some other modules I've seen. I enjoy the weather conditions. I enjoy just a free flight in this sometimes, and I really enjoy just looking at the model. The model and the texturing, they did a fantastic job in this module, and it really is an iconic and a beautiful plane. And it's pretty cool that it is the 50th anniversary of the first flight this year. And again, what really encouraged me to do this was after watching the 50th anniversary event that Fights On had put on yesterday. I really wanted to jump into the Tomcat again and just give it some love, because it really deserves it. These guys have created the most awesome module in DCS that there is to date. I didn't even touch on everything. I mean, you can jump into the back seat. You can do Rio stuff if you want. A friend can join you and play the Rio. The Jester AI is just fantastic. Being able to just go through a menu, and with my track IR, I just point up, down, left, and right with my head, and then press a button to select things is pretty cool. I can go, hey, go to the weapons, Jester. Give me rockets. Give me Mark 83s. He can set all that stuff up for you. He can lock up targets for you. What is not to like? There's no module like this in DCS. So again, these are just some of the things that stood out in my mind when it comes to the Tomcat, and some of the most enjoyable things I've done in the Tomcat can be done in those missions that I've included in this video. So as always, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time.